I have been fixing cars for 20 years and I am not easy to shock anymore. But a customer walked into the shop last month with a Model 3 and a little green gadget plugged into his dash. He told me he paid $30 for it on Amazon because the listing said it would optimize his Tesla battery and add range. I cracked it open right there on the workbench. Inside was a $2 chip from a factory in Shenzhen, a blinking light, and nothing else. He had been driving around for 3 months thinking this thing was healing his battery. The scary part is that gadget is not even close to the worst thing on this list. Today, we look at 10 Tesla battery health products that are a scam. Number 1, the Diagnostic Port Chip Tuner. That green gadget from my workbench is part of an entire family of scam products. They go by dozens of names: Nitro OBD, F-Fuel, EcoTune, Eco Plus, Smart Fuel. The brand name changes every few months because the bad reviews keep piling up and they just relaunch under a new label. You can buy these wholesale from Chinese factories for about $2 each. They sell them to you for $20 to $85 depending on the packaging. Some security researchers in France actually cracked one of these open and found that the processor inside has 3 kilobytes of memory. A real engine map needs over 500 kilobytes. The chip literally cannot hold enough data to do anything. The federal government actually went after one of the bigger brands years ago and hit them with a $4.2 million settlement and a lifetime ban from manufacturing. But new versions just keep popping up under new names. And here is what makes this even dumber for Tesla owners. Your Tesla does not use a standard diagnostic port the same way a gas car does. The high voltage battery runs on a completely separate system that these little dongles cannot reach. You could leave one plugged in for 10 years and it would never exchange a single byte of information with your battery pack. But at least those are cheap. The next one costs 10 times more and does the same nothing. Number 2. The Race Chip Range Extender. This one drives me crazy because it looks legit. It is sold through real retailers for $349 and it claims to add up to 30 miles of range in city driving. What it actually does is plug in between your accelerator pedal sensor and the motor controller and change how the pedal responds. It makes the pedal feel lazier. That is it. Tesla already gives you this feature for free. It is called Chill Mode. You can turn it on right now in your car settings without spending a dime. A throttle dampener cannot add energy to your battery pack. It cannot improve regenerative braking. It cannot magically create miles out of thin air. And Tesla uses dual sensors on the accelerator pedal for safety redundancy, so wiring an aftermarket device in line with that system is asking for trouble. I have seen people on the forums figure this out within a week of installing it, and the return process is a nightmare. Save your $350. But if that is just a waste of money, the next one is a misunderstanding of basic chemistry. Number 3. Battery desulfators. I get comments about these every single week. Someone sees a desulfator on Amazon for $40 that says it restores battery capacity and they want to know if it works on their Model Y. Here is the problem. Desulfators are designed for lead-acid batteries. Lead-acid cells build up sulfate crystals on the lead plates over time, and a desulfator sends electrical pulses to break those crystals apart. It is a real technology for that specific chemistry. But your Tesla battery pack is lithium-ion. Lithium cells do not sulfate. They degrade through completely different processes that involve the internal chemistry of each cell. A desulfator on a Tesla is like putting diesel fuel additive in a gas engine. The technology is meant for something else entirely. If you actually care about your cell health, the best thing you can do is keep your daily charge limit set properly in the Tesla app and stop worrying about gadgets. I will get to what actually works at the end. But the next one makes desulfators look reasonable by comparison. Number 4. EMF protection shields. This is where it starts getting wild. There are companies selling electromagnetic field shields specifically for Tesla owners. The Spiro EV protection kit costs $649. BluShield sells a product line that goes up to over $1,000. One company called Advanced Tachyon Technologies sells a full Tesla car protection system using discs infused with something they call tachyon energy. Tachyons are not even real. They are a concept from physics, and nobody has proven they exist. They are selling you science fiction as car accessories. Listen to the language on these product listings: quantum magnetic filtering, scalar waveforms, sympathetic resonance. None of those are real shielding technologies. Someone ran BluShield Amazon reviews through a fake review checker, and over 40% came back as suspicious. Every electric vehicle on the road puts out electromagnetic fields that are well within the safety limits. Those limits are set by actual scientists, not people selling you $600 discs. Your Tesla battery is not radiating anything harmful at you. And even if it were, a small passive disc sitting on your dashboard could not do a single thing about a 400-volt battery system underneath your car. This is fear-based marketing and nothing more. But fear is one thing. The next product on this list can actually put you in danger. Number 5. Battery Management System Reset Tools. Now we are getting into the dangerous ones. There are third-party devices floating around that connect to your Tesla diagnostic port and continuously clear battery fault codes. They are not being sold to help you. They are being sold to help scammers flip used cars with bad batteries. A seller plugs this thing in, clears all the warning codes, and the battery looks perfectly healthy to the next buyer. The system takes time to figure out what is wrong again after a reset, so there is a window where a failing battery pack appears fine during a test drive. One confirmed case involved a Model S that caught fire after a buyer unknowingly purchased a car with reset battery faults. Tesla caught on and updated their diagnostic software to detect whether codes have been previously cleared. If you are shopping for a used Model S, especially anything before the 2016 model year, get the service records pulled by Tesla before you hand over a cent. I did a video on buying used Teslas a while back, and I cannot stress this enough. But even that scam looks small time compared to what a government agency fell for. Number 6. The Evercharge module. This is my favorite one on the list, and by favorite, I mean it makes my blood boil. A company called Global EV Technology sold a device they called the Evercharge Energy Management Module. They claimed it could increase a standard electric vehicle battery runtime by over 300% and add 500 to 700 miles of range, 300%. How does that even pass a basic smell test? That would mean a little plug-in box generates more energy than the entire battery pack it is attached to. That is not engineering, that is magic. And somehow the Washington, D.C. government paid $680,000 of taxpayer money to install these on a fleet of Chevrolet Bolts. I could not make this up if I tried. But while that scam targeted one government contract, the next one has been targeting millions of regular people through their phones. Number 7. Fake energy saver plug-in devices. You have probably seen these in Facebook ads or received a text message about them. Those text messages are targeted using data from old breaches, so they actually use your real name. That makes them feel personal and real. The devices appear under names like StopWatt, MiracleWatt, RealWatt, PowerVolt, and about 20 other brands that rotate every few months. They cost around $44 each, and the ads usually claim Elon Musk invented them or endorsed them. He did not. Reuters investigated the endorsements, and they are completely made up. Even the customer testimonials are fake. Researchers found the same fake reviewer named Dorothy Smith appearing on product after product with different photos each time. Some of these devices were tested by trading standards investigators in the United Kingdom, and they found them not only useless, but actually unsafe. Some were fire hazards. A passive plug-in device cannot reduce your electricity consumption. Your power company bills you for real energy used, measured in kilowatt hours. A plastic box with a capacitor in it cannot change that math. If you are finding this helpful and you want me to keep calling out stuff like this, hit subscribe. I do this kind of breakdown every week. And speaking of creative ways to take your money. Number 8, the Electrify card. This might be the most creative scam on the list. It is a credit card-sized piece of plastic that you are supposed to place near your electrical breaker panel. It claims to cut your electricity bill by almost 50%. With a plastic card? The spokesperson in the ads is not even a real person. It is a deep fake generated by artificial intelligence. And the real kicker is the pricing. You pay $30 to $50 up front, and they quietly sign you up for an almost $50 monthly subscription that is buried in the fine print. So you are paying $50 a month for a piece of non-conductive plastic sitting next to your fuse box. No law of physics allows it to influence electrical current. I had a customer last year ask me about it, and I told him to check his credit card statement. He had been charged for 6 months without realizing it. But the scams do not stop at physical products. Number 9, the Easy Battery Reconditioning ebook. This one preys on people who like doing things themselves, which is why it bothers me. For $27, you get an ebook that promises to teach you how to restore any battery to full capacity. The lead acid sections are basic but semi-accurate. The lithium-ion section is where it falls apart. It amounts to some generic charge cycling advice that you can find free on any Tesla forum or right here on this channel. You cannot recondition a Tesla battery pack from your garage with tips from an ebook. The cells are sealed inside a pack, and the software that controls them can only be accessed by Tesla. I have seen battery professionals tear this course apart online, and the consensus is clear. It is not worth the $27. One guy on a battery engineering forum said it perfectly. He called it electrical snake oil that pops up every few years when someone finds a new group of people to sell it to. But here is what really ties all of these scams together. Number 10, questionable battery health apps. You know what is almost worse than a scam product? A legitimate sounding app that gives you bad data. Some Tesla monitoring apps are actually good, Tessie and Scan. My Tesla give you real numbers. But there are cheaper apps floating around that report your estimated range at full charge and present it as your actual battery degradation percentage. That is not the same thing. Your estimated range bounces around based on driving habits, temperature, and how recently the battery management system recalibrated. Real degradation only moves in one direction, down. These apps can make you think your battery is dying when it is perfectly fine. That is exactly what sends panicked owners straight into buying the garbage products on this list. Here is some perspective. A study that tracked over 15,000 electric vehicles showed that the average battery loses less than 2% of its capacity per year. Your Tesla battery is probably fine. Tesla now has a built-in battery health test that gives you an actual measurement. Use that instead. It is free. And here is my hot take that I know is going to start some arguments. I think Tesla deserves some blame for this scam ecosystem. For years, they refused to give owners a simple battery health number. People were anxious about a component that costs thousands of dollars to replace, and Tesla told them nothing. That created a vacuum, and scammers filled it. The built-in health test is a step in the right direction, but it took way too long. The only things that actually protect your Tesla battery are free. Keep your daily charge between 20% and 80% on nickel-based packs. Charge your iron phosphate battery to 100% regularly. Avoid leaving the car parked in extreme heat for long stretches. Do not abuse supercharging when a level 2 charger will do. That is it. You do not need gadgets or ebooks or magic plastic cards, just basic habits. If you want to avoid the charging mistakes that actually destroy Tesla batteries, I covered all 5 of them in this video. I have seen one of those mistakes kill a pack with over 50,000 miles still left on it.